Greetings, my fellow Earthkins. PandaCraftman here, and today in the wildlife we are actually on, well, not on the CenturyCraft server. Oh my god. Dun dun dun. Hey guys, it's been a long time. So 1.13 came out, as you could probably tell with some of the new blocks that I'm standing on. Hey. Uh, I have actually been super excited to actually start recording with you guys again since 1.13 came out. But it's been a while since it came out. It's been like a couple months already. Man, time's already flown. But I have been pretty occupied with honestly just trolling around. I've been messing around a lot. I've been playing on random servers, random worlds, just messing around with the new blocks, the new textures, the new mechanics, and just been honestly having a blast. And you guys are probably wondering, where the frick are we at? We are actually on a solo world. We are actually in a creative world that I started building this morning. I've been playing on a couple servers, and the primary server I've been playing on is Waffles from Nowhere fan server. If you haven't checked out Waffles, go ahead and check him out. Just please keep in mind he is not a PG channel, not at all. But he's like one of my favorite YouTubers, and it's honestly just his humor and the video quality that he produces and stuff like that. But I've been playing on his fan server a lot lately, right? And I've been, doing a whole bunch of stuff and building, and I kind of hit a wall with some of the stuff that I wanted to build. It's, nobody's fault but my own at this point. But I needed, I guess, like, a break. I needed, like, just a moment to myself to where I can actually just, build what I was thinking about and just getting all this crazy crap out of my head. So I actually started this world this morning to do exactly that. And a lot of it has to do with I've had all these ideas in my head, and I honestly, it's not that I don't want to build them on like my own server or anything like that. It's just I wanted somewhere where it's just me. Like every YouTuber, every streamer, everybody like that I watch personally, and probably people that you watch, they have their own world where it's like their iconic world where you know them for that particular space. And I don't have that. I've started up a bunch of like single player worlds and built stuff on, and nothing that ever led to just like that iconic place for myself. And this is, I thought about it a lot, and I feel like this should be that world for me. So I started building, I loaded a new seed, random. I didn't go through and choose a whole bunch of seeds. I just chose a random seed, and generated the world. And this right here is right where I spawned. So like this is the spawn chunks here, but this is the very block that I spawned on. So I immediately replaced it with bedrock, mainly because I wanted to know exactly where I spawned, and I thought it would be nice to have like an area where you like spawn, and like this is like where you walk into, and if I die or anything, like this is the spot. Like this is it. This is where I'd be at. So I started building around it. I started just honestly messing around with some of the new blocks. I wanted to mess around primarily with the like stripped logs and the stripped woods, just because I thought it would be cool, like to have something like just new in the middle. And I tried to mess around with some of the newer blocks too, but I kind of reverted back to like nostalgia mode, and like I used snow for the pillars. I used like bricks and gravel and cobblestone stuff, and this is pretty much what came out of it. And like this is like just the spawn area for me. So my main plan for this, I mean, I say plan very loosely, is I want this world to be like my getaway. Like, get away from it all. This is like my free to build space. I don't have any interruptions. Nobody telling me that, this should be this or that should be that. Like, this is me. So I wanted something that is primarily just for me, because I haven't had one. Like, not since like one of the early versions of Minecraft. Um, like I played Minecraft for, I want to say like a day or two, and like some of the beta releases, and I rage quit. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I rage quit because I don't know if any of you remember playing Minecraft in some of the beta versions, but it was like open world. Everybody was in one place, and when you load into the world, it was just like chaos, like pure chaos. From what I remember, this was years ago, mind you, but I remember it being pure chaos when I logged into the world, and it was just like stuff everywhere. There was like random scaffoldings to the sky. There was like random buildings in the sky and on the ground and holes in the ground and TNT everywhere, man. I mean, everywhere you looked, there was like some TNT pillar, some TNT building, somebody blowing somebody else's stuff up with TNT. Like that's what I remember. Um, but I was like, wow, this is crazy. I mean, it looks like fun, so let me try it out. So I ran off in the world and I picked a spot and I started building. Right, I started building a little hut. It was like the ugliest hut you will probably ever see, and I will show you kind of what it looked like. It was just, nah, nah, and then nah, 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 and it was just like a little hut. It was like so inferior and nothingness. I got about, I want to say, this far, and then somebody came along and they were looking at it. They saw, they were like, oh, that's cool, and then they put some TNT there and blew it up. That was right there. That was my first experience with Minecraft. Needless to say, I raged because this was like a brand new game for me. I wanted to see, if this would be like something for me and if I would actually enjoy doing it. And somebody came along and just like blew up my stuff. So, like, to say I was angry is kind of an understatement. I was infuriated. But I figured there are trolls in every game you join. There is always that person that just ruin it. So I was like, you know what? Fine. I left that thing there and I ran off again. I was gone. I looked around in the new spot. I saw nobody nearby. I was like, awesome. This is going to be my new space. This time, because I didn't want to deal with TNT, man, I started building out of stone. I was like, yeah, stone. That'll work. And then I started building again, and lo and behold, somebody was watching nearby. Waited until I got just a lot of it done. I had actually made this one like a lot bigger, a lot sturdier looking, and he came along, started just breaking blocks, placing a TNT, and then again lit it on fire. So twice this happened to me. So to say I just rage quit and didn't think about it again is again an understatement. I was beyond furious. I was like, you know what? This is not for me. I don't like this game. So I stopped playing for years after that. It wasn't until, I want to say 2015, 2014, 2015 that I started playing again. It was like 1.9 or 1.8 that I started playing again. And a whole bunch of stuff had changed. They had like, the solo option so that you can play, a single player world like this. And, servers were like pay to play kind of thing at the time. And I was just like, you know what? Let me try this again. Because I was watching YouTube one day and like a random Minecraft video just like popped up on my feed. And I was like, you know what? It's been a while. Let me see what it's like now. And this guy, his name is Jaracraft. This guy made like this insane looking fantasy tower that was just gorgeous. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. So I purchased the game again. I purchased the game. I started playing again, and I fell in love with Minecraft. Um, but like I said, like I never had that world for me. I never had that place that where I can just call mine. Like that was me. That was all me. I did that over the course of time. I am looking at it now and it stood the test of time. I never had that. So I wanted that for me. You know, like I was watching Good Times with Scar recently and Grian. And they were showcasing some of their old builds and I primarily like Grian, like he was on the like on his Evo series. He was like nostalgia mode with all the beta releases. You know, they if you haven't seen the Evo series, it's hilarious. I highly recommend watching it. But he was going through all the stuff, and I remembered so much of what he was saying. I was like, I remember that. I remember that. I remember doing that. And I was like, and he showcased one of his very first builds, and I'm like, huh, I don't have that. I don't have that place that's just for me. I want that. I want a place that's just me. So that's where this came from. Like this morning I woke up, I had this idea in my head of just making my own stuff, and that's what I did. I started building, and I want to say about partway building just this piece here, just the wood. I was like, huh, I feel like this should be like an adventure map. Like, not right away, obviously, like, but eventually this would be an adventure map. I want to be able to log onto this world with a bunch of people and just go off an adventure. So occasionally you'll see me build something on this series, and you're gonna be wondering why. And it's all part of the grand scheme of things. I want this to be that place for me. So I wanted Spawn to look epic. I want this Spawn to look epic as crap. So that's where this giant place came from. Granted, I've seen people build stuff bigger. I've seen people build stuff that looks better. But that is not the point of this place. The point of this place is for me to be able to enjoy it. If you guys enjoy it too, I mean, that's a plus, right? It's always enjoyable when somebody else loves your work, right? So if you guys are enjoying it, that's even better for me, right? But no offense to anybody, I want this place to be for me. I want it to be like something that I love. I like someplace that I can be like, I did that. I put in the blood, sweat, and tears into that place. It's mine, right? Like, I wanted that place for me. And I guess that's where, like, the birth of this place kind of came from, right? Like, I needed something that was kind of mine, and I'm really happy with the way it looks so far. And, of course, I'm going to be tweaking and toying with a whole bunch of different concepts in this world and trying new things. Like, a big piece of this is to kind of get out of my comfort zone, because I know I have like a certain build style that I just kind of cling to, and I don't want that here. I want this to be different. I want to showcase that I can do something more. And I think a lot of people want that, you know, like people want to be known for their originality and like, you know, like I designed that, I did that, like nobody can claim that kind of thing. I mean, let's be real, this game's been out for years, so at a certain point, somebody has built it already. That looks so bad. But at a certain point, somebody's built it already, you know? So it's like you have to be able to push past that and like try to make it your own. And be like, you know, like, yeah, it's okay. It could be better. What can I do to make it better? Let's do that, you know? Like, so this is that world for me, right? Like, I want to be able to push past my limits and build stuff that I haven't actually ever built before. So, does that look okay? Up one? Like that? Nah. I'll figure it out. But, like, yeah, I want that, like, this world to be that world for me, right? I want it to be a place where I can be like, you know what? I tried that. It didn't quite work. So let me try something else. And a lot of this was that, right? Like I've never built something like this before. And at the end of it, I was like, wow, that really looks like a nether star. So like I feel like this is gonna end up being like the symbol or theme of the city. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I made like a unique looking floor that I'm actually really happy with. A lot of this was like multi-level terrain, and I had to terraform the crap out of it. It's still got some work that I can do on it, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. But I want the point of like this whole rambling is I wanted a place that I can call my own, and this is gonna be that place for me. So occasionally I will upload a video of me building on this place. You know, I wanted to expand throughout the world. I mean, just huge. I wanted to be huge. Like when I say I want this to be an adventure map eventually, I want it to actually be an adventure map. So I want you to be forced to go through the world, right? I want to force myself to go through the world to do things. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I think I've been rambling on long enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to crack on with just some more stuff. And a lot of it's going to be like my thoughts vomited onto this world. A lot of it. Like, so bear with me. I promise in the end it will look better than what it seems. But I think that's enough of me talking. I'm going to finish this episode up, our first episode, episode 0 of our solo creative series. Haven't come up with a name for it. I'm terrible with naming series, but you know, I'll come up with one, right? I'll come up with one. Or better yet, you guys can come up with one for us, because I want to bring you guys along for this journey. So any suggestions for this series, leave it down in the comment below. If you've made it this far, go ahead and comment below and say, you know, hashtag made it. And let's get on with building. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I know it's not like my usual time lapses, mainly because this is 1.13 and we don't have replay mod. So I'm using a second account to just record like our time lapses for now until the replay mod gods create a new replay mod. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed that, like, you know, the first episode, episode 0 of our new series. This is just our creative series. I probably won't be uploading a lot of videos on this, but like I said earlier, this is just like my little project. I just wanted to get, like, honestly, the main area of spawn kind of like up to scale, and then I wanted to work on some of the roads in a little bit. And honestly, I just had this random idea of a little shit, like a little what are these called? I can't remember what these called. Wagon? Yeah, a wagon. And this is the traveling snack shack. It's now open, even though it has no food in it. Anyway, I am looking forward to seeing you guys here back with me next time we are here. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So fare thee well, my crazy crafters. I'm out.